Come here.
Gosh.
Oh no!
Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled The Disappearing Cat, a tale of the elusive feline. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. It was a typical Wednesday morning when I discovered that my cat, Whiskers, had a rather peculiar ability. The ability to vanish into thin air at the most inconvenient times. I had just finished my breakfast when I decided it was time to sit down and tackle a few important work tasks. I opened my laptop, logged in, and mentally prepared myself for a productive day. As I adjusted my chair, I felt a soft, familiar paw tapping my leg. It was Whiskers, who, like most cats, believed that any time I was sitting still, it was the perfect opportunity to demand attention. "Whiskers, not now," I muttered, gently pushing him off my lap. But Whiskers wasn't having any of it. He meowed a low, almost imperceptible sound, which I interpreted as a sign of protest. Determined to get through my to-do list, I placed my hand on the keyboard and tried to focus on the task at hand. Yet, no matter how hard I tried, the feeling of being watched grew unbearable. I glanced down, expecting to see Whiskers' eager face looking up at me. But to my surprise, he was gone. "Whiskers," I called, my voice tinged with confusion. No response. I stood up and peered under the desk, around the couch, and even under the bed. Nothing. My cat had disappeared. It wasn't the first time. Whiskers had mastered the art of vanishing whenever I needed him the most. It was as if he had a built-in radar for high-need moments. Whether I was in the middle of an important phone call, about to attend a Zoom meeting, or simply needed a little comforting, he was nowhere to be found. Sighing, I returned to my desk and tried to focus once again. I had almost forgotten about him when out of nowhere, I heard a soft meow coming from behind the curtains. Whiskers had reappeared as if nothing had happened. I stared at him in disbelief. Was I losing my mind? Or was he secretly plotting his next disappearing act? As the day progressed, I began to notice a strange pattern. Whiskers didn't just vanish randomly. He had a flair for disguise and subtlety that made his disappearances all the more baffling. One minute, he'd be sitting calmly on the windowsill, and the next, he would be gone without a trace. Take the time when I was on an important call with a potential client. I had just gotten comfortable in my chair, headset on, and my notes neatly prepared. Whiskers, who usually loved to curl up on my lap during my work calls, had other plans. He sauntered into the room, stretched lazily, and plopped down right next to me. He looked up with those big, mischievous eyes, like he was waiting for the perfect moment to strike. It wasn't long before I noticed a problem. As soon as the client started speaking, Whiskers jumped up, walked across the room, and casually crawled into the laundry basket. I frowned but didn't think much of it first. I continued discussing potential partnership opportunities when I realized something strange. Whiskers wasn't in the basket anymore. I glanced over at the laundry basket, and lo and behold, it was empty. "Whiskers," I whispered, scanning the room again. Nothing. Not a sound. No little whiskers poking out from beneath the furniture. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. Frantically, I searched the apartment, but he was gone. I was certain that my cat had somehow teleported. It was as if he had a secret tunnel leading to some parallel dimension, where only he knew the entrance. Finally, just as the call ended and I sat down, exhausted, Whiskers sauntered back into the room, looking as smug as ever. His fur was a little ruffled, and there was a faint scent of laundry detergent on him. I swear I could see a tiny wink in his eye, like he was in on some cosmic joke that I wasn't privy to. I had learned to accept Whiskers' disappearing acts as part of life. However, nothing could have prepared me for the ultimate conundrum that would unfold later that week. It was a rare evening when I finally had some time to relax. My partner had gone out for the evening, and I was ready to binge-watch my favorite show on Netflix. Whiskers, of course, had spent most of the day trying to keep my attention, but now it seemed that he was content with simply lounging on the couch beside me. I got comfortable with a bowl of popcorn and pressed play. As the opening credits rolled, I heard a faint sound, a scratchy, almost musical noise coming from the back of the couch. I turned my head just in time to see Whiskers dart off the couch and into the shadows. Again, he had vanished. "Whiskers," I groaned. "Not now." I paused the show and began searching frantically. I moved cushions, pulled aside blankets, and peeked under the furniture, but Whiskers was nowhere to be found. As the minutes ticked by, I became more and more frustrated. Why'd he do this? He knew how much I loved my evening shows. Just as I was about to give up, I heard it. A soft meow, this time coming from the top of the bookshelf. My cat, the Houdini of felines, had managed to climb up to the highest shelf where no human could reach. There he was, looking down at me with a mixture of pride and amusement in his eyes. Seriously? I asked, shaking my head in disbelief. Are you trying to ruin my night? Whiskers blinked slowly, as if to say, you should have known better. This is my house. With a dramatic flair, I grabbed a step stool and retrieved my cat, who seemed almost disappointed that his grand disappearing act had been interrupted. As I sat back down on the couch with him, now safely nestled in my lap, I realized that I had just been outwitted once again. Whiskers looked up at me and purred, as if to remind me that he was, in fact, the one running the show here. With a sigh, I leaned back, resigned to the fact that no matter how hard I tried, I would never truly understand the mysterious ways of my elusive feline companion. The disappearing cat had won, once again, and I wouldn't have it any other way.